What's up, everyone? Welcome to Football Friday, presented by Angels Alive. I think it's just me today. Happy Friday. It's good to be here. Chris may or may not be on. We'll see how if Chris Jr. lets him come on today or not. But yeah, I got my Georgia basketball jersey on in honor of the Final Four tomorrow. So go Kansas. Yeah, I'm not rooting for the SEC. I have a future bet on Kansas, so go Jayhawks. We'll see how that works out. Good weekend coming up. Got the Barristers Ball tomorrow for Marquette Law School. Pretty much the prom of law school, so we'll see how that goes. My date is going to be flying in, getting in the air shortly from Atlanta to come to Milwaukee. So drive down to Chicago to pick her up there. So we'll see how that goes. But got some NCAA news, NFL news, and then we'll finish up, continuing our mock draft series with the Bills and Titans, picks numbers 25 and 26. So get rolling here. NCAA news. Interesting that this happened this week. Conference USA, they are going to allow Marshall, Old Dominion, and Southern Miss all to leave the conference at the end of the academic year this May and join the Sun Belt beginning this fall. So the Sun Belt will add those three schools effective almost immediately in just a couple months. So that's exciting. The Sun Belt is up and coming. I think it's really interesting to see all the conference movement, and then the success of programs like Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State. Those two specifically in the Sun Belt have been good for quite a while. Or App State has. Coastal's the last couple of years with Jamie Chadwell and Grayson McCall at quarterback. But yeah, I'm interested to watch those three move into the Sun Belt. Old Dominion and Southern Miss haven't been the greatest. Southern Miss has had some seasons the last couple of years. Marshall is a pretty formidable opponent, so looking forward to see how they do in the new conference. The other piece of NCAA news we have, it is another draft prospect injury. Clemson corner Andrew Booth Jr., he had sports hernia surgery. But good news for him is he is expected to be ready for training camp. So maybe not going to affect his draft stock, unlike the injuries for David Ojabo, the torn Achilles, and also blanking on who had the spinal fusion surgery, but Damone Clark, linebacker, LSU. So maybe not gonna fall like those other two guys. NFL news, starting off some general stuff. Saints was a quarterback, Taysom Hill. He's going to focus on playing tight end, switching to tight end this season for Taysom. So that necessitated a quarterback move by the Saints. He's getting paid very handsomely as a tight end, I might add. But we'll talk about the Saints quarterback addition later on in the show. We have new overtime rules, everyone. This is what everyone wanted after Josh Allen never got the ball in the divisional playoff against the Chiefs in Kansas City. So it was the NFL owners chose the Eagles and Colts proposal, which just generally gives each team a possession in overtime. And this only relates to the postseason. The regular season overtime rules are staying the same, 10-minute quarter. If you score a touchdown, you win. If you kick a field goal, the other team gets a chance. But now in the postseason, regardless of what the other team does, touchdown, field goal, or no points, turnover, whatever, the other team that loses the coin toss will not, or will get a possession. I mean, and interestingly enough, there was, a thing about, will they get enough votes the first time around? And the vote ended up 29-3. So don't know who those three owners were that voted no, but significantly over the 24 votes that they needed. And also with that, the main reason was to change this was in the last 10 years alone, teams winning the coin toss in the postseason were 10-2, scoring a touchdown. I believe that is. So, yeah. Some retirements here. Former Saints and Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins, he has retired. He'll turn 35 this year. Saints first round pick in 2009, 14th overall. Two-time Super Bowl champ with the Saints in Super Bowl 44, beating Peyton Manning and the Colts. And with the Eagles, Super Bowl 52, beating Tom Brady and the Patriots. So 2 Super Bowl wins against arguably the 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Peyton is debatable where he ranks with the other top quarterbacks there. But 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time second-team All-Pro, and career stats: 804 solo tackles, 21 interceptions, 7 pick sixes, 24 fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, and 1 fumble returned for a touchdown. Malcolm Jenkins, I was very glad to have him on the Eagles, especially during their Super Bowl run. He was the leader on the back end for a couple seasons there in Philly, and happy it worked out that he got to leave Philly with a ring. Played for the Eagles from 2014 to 2019. 2 of his, actually all 3 of his Pro Bowls came in Philly. Played for the Saints 2009 through 2013, and then ended his career in New Orleans 2020 and 2021. So yeah, happy for Malcolm, and look forward to what he does post football. Also retiring, probably a bigger story than Malcolm Jenkins. It came out 2 nights ago. Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians has retired from coaching. He's going to transition into the front office as a senior consultant for the personnel department and GM Jason Light. They announced defensive coordinator Todd Bowles will step into the head coaching position. They chopped off the last 2 years of his current deal and signed him to a new 5-year head coach extension, or new 5-year head coaching deal. So Todd Bowles is your new Buccaneers head coach. In terms of who will replace him as the defensive coordinator, it's likely that inside linebackers coach Larry Foote, former Steelers linebacker, great, and defensive line coach Casey Rogers, likely to split the defensive coordinator duties for at least this season. Arians will be inducted into the Buccaneers Ring of Honor this season. Career with the Bucs, 31-18 from 2019 to 2021, 5-1 in the playoffs. They won Super Bowl 55 2 years ago, and 1-time NFC South champion. That was during that Super Bowl year. Overall for his career, though, 80-48-1. His only other head coaching gig was with the Arizona Cardinals from 2013 to 17, 49-30-1 with them. 6-3 in the playoffs overall, 0-2, or 1-2 with the Cardinals in the playoffs. Also was the interim head coach for the Colts when Chuck Pagano was dealing with cancer. Went 9-3 in those games, led the Colts to the playoffs there. But those technically go to Chuck Pagano, not Bruce Arians. Yeah, Bruce, great coach. I like him. My issue with this whole thing was the Ring of Honor thing. To go in the season that you were right after you retire is really quick. I mean, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but I don't know. That's just too quick in my mind to go in right away. So I know I might be in the minority on that, but that's fine. I don't mind it. I'll take the heat. So, but yeah, Bruce Arians, good luck in the personnel department there with Tampa Bay. And good luck, Coach Bowles. I was kind of surprised it was Bowles. It just, it seemed like we've been waiting for so long for Byron Leftwich to get a head coaching job. And Bruce has talked about him so many times that he's ready to be a head coach. And then they hired Todd Bowles instead of Byron Leftwich. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see if Leftwich gets a job next offseason or not. But, yeah. The Ravens, they signed head coach John Harbaugh to a 3-year extension. He signed through 2025 now. Whether Lamar Jackson will be his quarterback that long, I don't know. But we'll see. I don't think they should sign him anyways, but if they do and they want to keep being mediocre, that's perfectly fine for the Pittsburgh Steelers. New Broncos defensive end Randy Gregory. He underwent a shoulder scope. This was known and agreed upon before he signed his contract, so nothing major. He'll be ready for training camp and possibly even mini camp. The free agent quarterback Colin Kaepernick announced today he's going to hold an exhibition throwing event during the halftime of Michigan's spring game. So that is an interesting development. Michigan spring game, one of the bigger ones out there, the Maize and Blue game. Going to be a lot of NFL people there. NFL scouts are allowed to watch that, so we'll see if anything comes of it. Eagles defensive end Derek Barnett. We announced he re-signed with the team. We do have the details of that deal now. 2 years, $5.5 million, $5.5 million for Derek Barnett to return to Philadelphia. Good deal for Philly. And also, new Eagles linebacker Kaiser White's deal. Had the numbers on that one now too. 1 year, $3 million. Another, good value for Howie Roseman in free agency for a guy that was top 10 in tackles last year, led the Chargers. The Vikings, they re-signed corner Patrick Peterson, 1 year, $4 million, $3.5 million guaranteed. Pat Pete, I don't know. I don't know how long he has left. He's been getting slower as the years went on. So might be it for Pat Pete and might end his career in purple. The Eagles re-signed running back Boston Scott, restricted free agent. They made that signing official this week. The big one here, the biggest signing of the week. The Rams, they have signed Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner, 5 years, $50 million deal. Massive deal for him, I think, considering his age, but probably contract is structured very nicely for the Rams, as Les Snead likes to do out in LA. So, yeah, I hate the Rams, but they didn't necessarily get worse this offseason. So, the Jags, they signed 49ers defensive end Arden Key, 1 year, $7 million deal there. Going to help opposite of Josh Allen for that Jacksonville pass rush down there. The Saints, they signed Bears quarterback Andy Dalton, 1 year, $6 million deal, $3 million guaranteed. Again, I mentioned this earlier, Taysom Hill moving to tight end. That left Ian Book and Jameis Winston as the only quarterbacks, I believe. I don't think Trevor Siemian is still signed with New Orleans. Even so, even if he was, Andy Dalton is probably an upgrade over Trevor Siemian anyways. No, they do have Blake Bortles, though. That's interesting. I did not know that he signed. So, yeah, they do have Blake Bortles there as well to compete for a job. But, yeah, I like the signing. Good insurance policy for Jameis Winston coming off the ACL tear. Patriots, they signed Giants safety Jabril Peppers, 1 year, $5 million deal. They were looking for safety help this offseason and secondary help in general. They might get it with Jabril Peppers. Again, I think that Bill Belichick will see his versatility and move him to linebacker. The Raiders, they signed Browns quarterback Nick Mullins, 1 year, $2.5 million max deal, $1 million guaranteed. Yeah, Derek Carr needed a backup quarterback with Marcus Mariota going to the Falcons. And so they already signed Garrett Gilbert earlier this offseason. They signed Nick Mullins now. So 2 options to possibly back up Derek Carr this season. The Steelers, they signed Eagles linebacker Jannard Avery. He's going to help in the pass rush game. Maybe even be an inside linebacker if they need him to. The Falcons, they signed Bears wide receiver Damiere Byrd. Yeah, I feel bad for Marcus Mariota. The receiving options in terms of wide receivers are not great. It is Olamide Zaccheaus, Damiere Byrd, Chad Hansen, I believe. We get to Field Yates's tweet earlier. Yeah, Auden Tate, Kadero Hodge, Olamide Zaccheaus, Damiere Byrd, Frank Darby, and Chad Hansen. So, again, I say, sorry, Marcus Mariota. And then the Falcons also hosted Titans linebacker Rashaan Evans for a visit this week. They need defensive help all over, so maybe the former Titans draft pick can help them out there. All right, so our mock draft, that is all the NFL news. I didn't see anything else on my Twitter feed. So mock draft, we got the Bills and the Titans today. Bills, number 25 overall in the first, 57 in the second, 89 in the third, and then the Titans, number 26 overall. Their second round pick is with Atlanta and the Julio Jones trade. And then third round, they have number 90 overall. So getting this thing started, Aiden Hutchinson to the Jags, Kyle Hamilton to the Lions, Kayvon Thibodeau to the Texans, Evan Neal to the Jets, Ike Mekwanu for the Giants, Charles Cross to the Panthers, Daxton Hill to the Giants. What? Trayvon Walker to the Falcons. That's a steal. Derek Stingley to the Seahawks, Jermaine Johnson for the Jets, Ahmad Gardner for the Commanders, Andrew Booth to the Vikings, Trevor Penning for the Texans, Jordan Davis for the Ravens, Jamison Williams for the Eagles, Zion Johnson for the Eagles, Devontae Wyatt for the Chargers, Malik Willis. The Saints get a new quarterback. Trent McDuffie for the Eagles, Tyler Linderbaum for the Steelers, Devin Lloyd for the Patriots, Garrett Wilson for the Packers, George Karlaftis to the Cardinals, and Kenyon Green to the Cowboys. So the Bills, they need some corner help. and some wide receiver help. They need to get a number 2 or 3 if you want to move Gabe Davis up to number 2, which I'm perfectly fine with doing. But I think the wide receiver class is so deep that you can get one in the second round. And there's only one corner available left on the top of the list here. So I think that's where we got to go with Buffalo. Kyer Elam, they struggled mightily with Tre'Davious White injured last year. And Levi Wallace, I believe, was injured too, but he's now in Pittsburgh. So I think we got to go Kyer Elam with the shortage of corners on the board at this point. Kyer Elam, Florida, to the Bills. Now the Titans, they need wide receiver help. Julio Jones did not work out at all. And they released him. In the current Titans wide receiver depth chart, they did trade for Robert Woods, but they need another person. Robert Woods coming off an ACL tear. So A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, Nick Westbrook-Akina, Des Fitzpatrick, Racey McMath, Cody Hollister, Mason Kinsey, and Josh Malone are the wide receivers right now on the depth chart. So we have a plethora of wide receivers up here, and I think they need a slot. Now, Drake London would be probably awesome, but I feel like they already have 2 outside receivers in A.J. Brown and Robert Woods. So I think they need to go slot here as much as Drake London would be great. But Jahan Dotson is the top slot receiver on the board, and I think probably top slot receiver, unless you want to put Olave, Williams, or Wilson in the slot, which I think they're all 3 perfectly capable of doing. But yeah, as far as the receivers on the board right now, I love Jahan Dotson for the Titans. He'll be able to run in the slot with Brown and Woods out wide. Bucks go Tyler Smith, Packers, Boye Mafe, Chiefs, Drake London, Lewis Cine, back-to-back picks there. Kyler Gordon for the Bengals. Kenny Pickett to the Lions, 5th-year option. They get that. Chris Olave for the Jags. Treylon Burks for the Lions. Tariq Woolen for the Jets. David Ojabo to the Giants. Roger McCreary for the Texans. Perry and Winfrey for the Jets. Sky Moore for the Bears. Seahawks get their quarterback, Desmond Ridder. Arnold Ebiketie to the Seahawks. Cam Thomas to the Colts. Nakobe Dean for the Falcons. They just drafted all the Georgia boys. DeMarvin Leal for the Browns. Logan Hall for the Ravens. Jaquan Brisker for the Vikings. Christian Watson for the Commanders. Bernard Raymond for the Bears. Daniel Fa'alele for the Saints. Quay Walker for the Chiefs. Christian Harris for the Eagles. Darian Kendrick for the Steelers. Damari Sallier for the Packers. Jalen Petrie to the Patriots. Mario Goodrich for the Cardinals. George Pickens for the Cowboys. So the Bills back. Looks like there's not any wide receivers anymore. There are. David Bell, John Mechie. It would be a little bit of a stretch there. So maybe we wait again. They want running back for Buffalo here. There are plenty of running backs we can take here. You know, Devin Singletary showed himself very nicely near the end of the year. Still need someone to pair with him. Zach Moss hasn't been working out. He's kind of fell out of favor, I feel, in the Buffalo coaching staff. So, you know, we had CJ Spiller with the Bills a while back. Why not go with another Spiller? And Isaiah Spiller to the Bills just feels right. Much as I love Kenneth Walker, as much as I love Breece Hall, I don't know. This just is a gut feel, and it just feels like Isaiah Spiller to the Buffalo Bills feels like a good fit. Falcons, Kirby Joseph, Travis Jones for the Packers, Kenneth Walker to the Bucks, Sean Ryan for the Niners, Nicholas Petit-Frere to the Chiefs, David Bell to the Bengals, Damari Mathis to the Broncos, Trey McBride to the Jags, Darian Beavers for the Lions, Giants new quarterback, Matt Corral, Nick Cross to the Texans, Tyson Anderson to the Jets, Chad Muma, love that pick to the Jags, Dylan Parham for the Bears, Ed Ingram for the Seahawks, John Mechie to the Colts, Breece Hall to the Falcons, Alante Taylor for the Broncos, Darian Kennard, Ravens, Zachary Carter for the Vikings, Josh Pascal for the Browns, Kingsley Enagbare for the Chargers, Brian Asamoah for the Texans. Isaiah Likely, new tight end for the Giants. Cade Otton, new tight end for the Falcons, to pair with Kyle Pitts. Drake Jackson for the Eagles, Fidarian Mathis for the Steelers. Calvin Austin to the Patriots. Leo Chenal to the Raiders. Jalen Tolbert for the Cardinals. Marcus Jones for the Cowboys. So we're back. We still need a wide receiver, and there are none. So maybe I don't want to reach for Kyle Phillips here. Interior offensive line, we do have one. Cole Strange would be fantastic with Buffalo. There is a tackle, Abraham Lucas, but I like Cole Strange, man. I've been on him for a while now. Tight end, yeah, Jeremy Ruckert and Greg Dulcich, but yeah, give me the interior offensive line of Cole Strange, reaching 4 picks a little bit, but again, positional versatility, played center at the Senior Bowl, can play both guard and center, so love that. And we'll see if Cole Strange can crack the starting lineup for the Buffalo Bills. Titans up next. They need a linebacker, and look at that. We got a Georgia boy. Channing Tindall and Troy Anderson, but I'm going to go Tindall. I'm wearing all my Georgia stuff, and I do like him over my favorite sleeper, Troy Anderson. Tindall, I almost said Chindall. Yeah, hey, maybe that's a new nickname, Chindall. Chindall. But anyways, yeah, Channing Tindall should be a nice fit in Tennessee. 3-4 base. That's not what they ran at Georgia, I don't think. But anyways, I like Tindall over Troy Anderson at this point. And yeah, help that Titan defense out that struggled. Bucks go Jeremy Ruckert, Greg Dulcich to the Packers, Josh Williams to the Niners, Nick Benito for the Chiefs, Spencer Burford for the Bengals, Troy Anderson to the Broncos. That's a perfect fit. Sam Williams to the Lions, Kyle Phillips to the Saints, Khalil Shakir for the Browns, Michael Wright for the Ravens, Mikhail Wright, James Cook for the Saints. That's interesting. JoJo Doman for the Dolphins, Cam Taylor-Britt for the Chiefs, Jesse Luketa sneaks into for the first time in our mocks to the Rams, and then the Niners go quarterback Sam Howell. I mean, that's a great value if you're getting Sam Howell at the end of the 3rd round. Crazy value, probably more than likely not happening in real life. But here are our picks. Not many, only 5 of them. Bills at 25 go corner Kaiir Elam out of Florida. Titans at 26, wide receiver Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. 57, Bills go Isaiah Spiller, running back Texas A&M. 89, Bills Cole Strange, interior offensive line out of Chattanooga. And then the Titans finish it up 90th overall. Channing Tindall, linebacker out of Georgia. So that is the show today. I know it was really quick. I was by myself. What can I say? I can only say so much. But next Friday, we'll be back for Football Friday once again, episode 80 of the Friday show. So it should be a good time. Draft preview week 3. We are into April now. It is getting closer, y'all. From the second day of the draft. So, but next Friday, we'll be back breaking down all the NCAA NFL news and also continuing our mock draft series with picks number 31 and the Bears, where we start to get the 8 teams that do not have a first round pick this year. So we'll do the Bengals, their first round pick, and the Bears' first pick, and their picks in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. That is the show for today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. FAApodcast.com is our website. You can check us out here on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. I want to again thank y'all for all the downloads of the show. If any of you saw it on our social media pages, we hit 1,000 downloads this week, so that was pretty cool to see. Again, thank you for letting us do this show every